many days did you work there, Mr. Jones?
When you've got a beef, don't...
Hey there, viewer. I'm John, and this is a new series I'm starting where I go through classic Scooby Doo episodes and determine what crimes the villain, and sometimes Scoob and the gang, would be charged with, or at least guilty of. You'd certainly have to prove a lot of this in court later. I had this idea years ago, and only now decided to sit down and put my thoughts into action. I'm new to this, so bear with me as there might be a few rough edges here and there. And thank you for clicking on this video. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this. Also, I'll add a disclaimer here. I'm not a lawyer. I have no law experience. But I intend to get as much accurate as possible, but don't take my word as gospel, as I am far from an expert. If you happen to be a lawyer though, and want to work for free on a silly Scooby Doo series, let me know. Let's get into episode 1 of season 1 of Scooby Doo Where Are You? What a night for a night. Right off the bat, we've got misuse of county government property. Mr. Wickles, the guilty party, spoilers for a 50-plus-year-old episode, would be a county employee, and the suit of armor the county's property or the legal caretakers of it. Any damages to the suit resulting from chasing teenagers around a museum, Mr. Wickles would be responsible for. And a minute 30 into the episode, and we've got kidnapping. And crime number 1 for the gang. Okay, not really. Scooby did technically steal those glasses, but I'm not going to count his actions here as I would a human. The crimes Scooby would be guilty of as the series goes on would be pretty crazy, so I'm just going to count him as a dog. However, the gang trying to break into the museum, that I can't excuse. Now, according to the legal definition, they're trespassing. They didn't break in. They just went through an open window without permission. And let's just ignore whatever crime against reality here they've committed with this bottle jack. And right on to the gang committing destruction of property. Definitely over the standard minimum of $500. Now, Scooby destroying a historical artifact? That crime would be on the gang as the animal's owners. They can be charged for their animal destroying property. What I find kind of funny, if you take the situation so far, Mr. Wickles could call the police at this point, as the gang would be the only ones in trouble. He has the right to be on the property, the kids don't, and they've destroyed property. Skip the suit of armor and ring the police and no one is the wiser to his crimes. Oh well, villain's got a villain, I suppose.
Come on, follow that paint. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare.
Here, we've got the bulk of Mr. Wickles' crimes. Art forgeries, assuming several and worth thousands apiece. We'll chalk this one up to self-defense. That's assault, Mr. Wickles. Flying a plane without a pilot's license carries a $250,000 fine and a minimum of 3 years in prison. And more property destruction. Shaggy is really in deep in this one. We'll also add theft to Mr. Wickles' charges, since he's stealing the originals he's making forgeries of. Mr. Wickles would likely be facing 25 to life, but tally up his charges versus the gang's? Wow, yeah, they definitely would not get out of this lightly. But since they did crack the case, I guess they'd get off a little easier. Maybe the courts are very forgiving in Coolsville? Well, that's the first episode out of the way. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more of this, please like and subscribe. And if you know people who'd like this series, please share it with them. Catch you next time.